Hi guys, welcome to the next Mario tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to get Mario jumping up and down like this on the ground, scrolling like that. Yeah, and as you can see, Mario stops when he gets on the ground. Yeah, so this is basically what we're going to be doing in this tutorial. Yeah, and let's get started. Now for this tutorial we're gonna need Scratch, of course. Now for some reason it didn't really save what I did, so I'm just gonna no big deal, I'm just gonna import my images again. Okay, now there we go. Import, I'll import Mario 1, I'll import Mario 2, and I'll import Mario Jump again. And I'll just get transparency. I'll be done in a second. Now, yeah, I just did it. Now let's go back to the code. Yeah, and now I just want to get started. Now we need 3 variables. Now, of course, we need a when flag clicked. And we're just gonna make a few variables. Good variables. I'll delete my variable, have nothing to do with that variable. We're gonna make a variable first called gravity. It's basically gonna be Mario's gravity. That. And yeah. Then just wait until I click OK. Yeah, and then click OK. And then you want to make another variable. It's basically going to be his velocity. It's another name for y velocity. It's going to be his velocity or speed of his velocity. So since it's only for Mario, we want it to be for the sprite only. And then we're going to make another variable. And we're going to make another variable called on ground. Now this is going to be the variable that we're going to need to test if Mario's on the ground. Yep. Now we want to set all of these variables. We'll set gravity to minus 0.5, like that. And then we'll set velocity, to 0, there, like that. And we'll set on ground to 0, like that. And then we'll go to a point at the start. We'll go to 0, 0, and let's just make him in the right costume. Then we're gonna go and grab a forever loop. Now we're gonna get a if and an else. We're gonna say if on ground equals 1, if on ground is 1, which means it's basically true. And here we need to set on ground to 1. Now why? Why 1? Because as if 1 is like the game is like true, and 0 is as if it's false. Yeah, so we want to set velocity to 0. Again, set the velocity to 0. That means the velocity will not change. And then to actually make Scratch know that we're changing the y by velocity, grab a change y block, drag it inside of the forever loop, drag it inside of the if statement, and we'll change y by velocity. There we go. Now we want then else, if he's not doing that, change velocity by gravity, which means he's not on the ground, so we want it to fall down because gravity is a negative number, so the velocity will change by the gravity, so it'll keep falling. And we're just gonna Yeah, so after we change velocity by gravity, again, we just want to change y by velocity. Oh, I already took that, so let's just take out include. And by the way, stop the scripts, and then we're gonna grab, this is basically for the left and right, what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm gonna grab a if, and then add a key. Just make it left or right. I'll choose left first. Change it to left arrow. Point in direction after that. We want it to point in the right direction. So point in direction. -90. So I'll just move it like this. Yeah, like that until it's -90. And then we'll change scroll X, the variable. Oops, we forgot to make it. So let's make a variable. Scroll X. This needs to be for all sprites. So we have to change scroll X by 3. And then we'll just duplicate this. And we're going to say right arrow. We're going to change this for right arrow and then change all of this stuff. Now, like this. Now, I basically got the transparency because I just like quickly paused the recording. Anyways, now we're gonna change this to -3 and change this to 90. Now as you can see, when I click the green flag, he points at the road. Now everything's fine, but there's just something wrong. He flips upside down. That's basically because we need to change his direction mode. So we'll only say left, right, like this. Like that, it should work. And then we're just gonna sort out his costumes. Yeah, so make his costumes. We're gonna say his costumes is in a new script. So of course we want a when clicked, clean up the blocks. Yeah. Then we'll just say forever, and then we'll grab a if and an else. And inside it, we'll grab another if and an else. And over here, I think, no. Let's do that later. Now, we're gonna say if key left arrow is pressed. Oh, that's supposed to be over here. Or the key right arrow is pressed. Then we basically want to check if costume number is equal to 1, or actually costume name or number, whatever. We just need to see here, and as you can see over here, there's something that says costume number. Drag that and put it in here. And we're gonna say if costume number is equal to 1, then switch it to 2. Switch it to costume 2, so we'll get the effect. Or else we switch it to 1. And then we, of course, we need to wait a little bit, or else the costumes will go really fast. Wait, 0.1 seconds. And else I just want to switch costume to M1. Now basically, let me go through this quickly. Now if the key left arrow or the key right arrow is pressed, and then we check if costume number is 1, then we switch to this. If it's this, we'll switch to that. So we'll get the so we'll go back and forth. And then we just wait amount of time so it doesn't go really fast. Else, if he's not doing anything, we just switch to the standing costume. Yeah. So let's go on to the next script. Yeah, so now this is the jump script. First we just need to say if on ground is equal to 0. Now this will do nothing when we press the up key, but let's just have it. Yeah, so we'll just have it anyway. We're gonna no. This is supposed to be in the else. Just needed to advise you of that. Yeah, this needs to be in the else on the forever loop either. We are gonna go equals. Then we are going to say variables on ground. We're gonna say if on ground is true. I mean, if it's false, then it's zero. Zero is false. Then you wanna switch costume. Go to looks. Switch costume to Mario Jump. There we go. And now let's go and grab a new script. So go when flat clicked. And then go forever loop. Now we're basically gonna be testing if he's pressing the up, if we're pressing the up arrow. So we're gonna say space. We're gonna change it to up arrow. Keep pressed, and then we're gonna add in another. Oops, he's asking what's our name. Just close that. I did that by accident. Yeah. So I just pressed on the. I just pressed on ask what's your name, so it started the code. Yeah. So, and we basically want to say if on ground is true inside of the up key. If on ground is true, then we set on ground to false. We set on ground to 0. Yeah, and then we want to set our velocity to 10 or maybe 11. What's our velocity? 11 or maybe 10.5 or maybe we'll leave it 11 for now. And then we'll change change y by velocity. Now, sorry guys, I haven't been doing the tutorial on time. I just now guys, here's what I'm advising you to do. Go to your files and go ground. No, not ground. Go sprite sheet. Then click edit. And then you want to go over here. Then you'll just resize it to 200. Then you'll just keep pasting these along the script. Along the canvas. Yeah. So like that, Control V. Now I did 4 at a time, so it can be a little easier. Yeah, that's what I just did. It's okay. Now I already have a ground, so yeah. As you can see, I've got a ground over here. As you can see, yeah. So let's go and and make sure you also in the paint you resize the canvas first of all. So go last thing to zoom, and then go like this and zoom in to 100, and then you'll just want to keep doing that until the whole thing is filled. And make sure you paste these all along. Yeah, so yeah. So after that, we just don't and make sure you paste these all along. I already have a ground, which is over here. Yeah. So let's go back into Scratch. Sorry guys, I just opened the Scratch old version where I have the completed project. Let's go back into Scratch anyway. Then I'll need to upload the ground, upload sprite and add ground. And then ground, you need to change it to ground 1. Go outside. Just get loose. Go outside then. Now over here, we just want to. Yay! We Then you'll set the Y also to 0. Since we now Y is at a little up, and why can't we see Mario? Now that's basically because we need to set this to transparent color. And don't you think Mario's too big? Let's shrink his size to 80, like that. And now he's shrinked. Yeah. Now you just want to get the select tool of the ground and just select it and move it downwards so that Mario can be able to walk on it. And make sure you change its name to ground 1. Yeah. So you just want to go one green flag clicked. Yeah. And so just go one flag clicked, and then you'll go set Y to 0. Now make sure you do it at the bottom of the canvas. But for me, I just didn't do it at the bottom, so I have to make it down. So I'll make it set Y to 0 at the beginning of the game. Then we'll grab a forever loop. Now basically we want to grab a if and else, and we want to check really if scroll X is greater than 0, and just grab this, and then go over here, scroll X, and we're gonna say if scroll X is greater than 0, we want to set it to 0. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get this done. Else we want to set X to scroll X, and you just want to get a plus operator. Go scroll X and grab a multiplication operator inside here. Go 480, 480. That's basically the width of Scratch's canvas. And we're gonna go times 0. Now we're gonna just go duplicate this and change this to ground. Oh, and by the way, this should be ground 0. And this will be ground 1. Yeah. So, yeah, and this won't be to 0. This will be 1. Just don't worry about its Y position. Now, in Mario, all we need to do is just drag in here a set scroll X to 0, because at the beginning we want the scroll X to be 0. Yeah, so 480 times 1, and this one ground 2, 480 times 2. And then we want to make Mario go down more, so we'll change its Y to minus 133. Minus 133. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and I think he's sinking below the ground. Maybe I should change it to minus 120 something. No, minus 127. Yeah. So then we're gonna look over here. Yeah, so now he's on the ground. But when we jump, he keeps falling down. And we don't want that. Oh, and you also need to send him to the right direction. Point direction 90 at the beginning. Yeah, and just clean up all of that. We need to add one more script. It's the script of okay, now we're going to duplicate this script. Obviously, it's not what we want, but I'm just getting lazy to get everything. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna go if and an else. I just need the one reflect click and a forever loop. And we want to say if he's touching any of our grounds, or grab or, and then another or. And then we're gonna say touching. And we're gonna change mouse pointer to ground 0. we'll just do and this will be ground 1, this will be ground 2. Then we set on ground to 0, set on ground to 0 in the else bit, and then we'll just duplicate this, add it in here, and change it to 1. Now, now we'll just full screen over here, and let me show you. Now let's press the up key, he lands on the ground, like this. And then we jump like this, it works. Now basically that's so cool. Now let's go on to just doing something very small. We're gonna paint a sprite actually, and then we're going to go white. Make sure you're zoomed all the way out. Now we'll just draw these borders. Yeah. And then don't copy paste them, just do like this. And then we're just going to go 0, 0, right? Just gonna make them go 0, 0. There. And this should just go a little like this, yeah. Now, yeah, like this or something. Yeah, this will do good. Then we'll just grab our select tool, select this, and move it a little like this. There. Now we've got, basically, now we have got our basic scrolling, like that. Yeah, and yeah, I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye.